Now, been 0 days since we run an SEC road game, so that's positive. Obviously, the physicality in the game is going to be the big story. When you win the rushing battle, 310 to 52 yards, that's going to win you a lot of football games. Really proud of how our offensive played, really proud of how our O-lines and our running backs played. I thought every kid that played on the O-line today, every kid that played at running back, played with the demeanor that we wanted to play with. And then how about Tim? I thought he was lights out. I thought he could have thrown it a lot more. We kind of took the air out of it a little bit when we got the big lead in the second half and kind of protected the game the way I think you should to win football games on the road. But he was calm, he was confident, he made throws. I mean, that first drive he put together, I thought he made some tremendous throws on third down. It was really, really good to see. He was consistent all day and operated at a really, really high level. And so we had confidence that he could go out there and do it. He went out there and he did it, and so we're proud of him. Defensively, I thought we did a better job in the run game. I thought we controlled the game until it became a throw game at the end, and I think we've got a lot of things at the end of that game that we've got to clean up. We didn't finish it obviously the way we wanted to defensively. We got to make some field goals down the stretch. Those are going to be big problems as we move forward, and so there's certainly going to be things we got to get better at and fix moving forward. We've got to be tomorrow to be able to enjoy this win. And then just a quick injury update. Obviously, Tariq Chappelle is going to be out for the year. He suffered a non-contact lower leg injury on Wednesday in practice, unfortunately, and so he'll be done for the year. And then Trey Jones had an upper body thing, kind of a freak thing happen on Thursday, but we anticipate him to be back sooner rather than later, and so hopefully he's back next week. And then with Connor, just so everybody knows, it's an AC in the shoulder. It was happened in the Notre Dame game. He kind of went through a process last week where it loosened up as the week went on, and he was able to go out and function really well. You kind of anticipated that's how it would go. This week, he had a full practice on Wednesday. Was able to go out there and throw the ball, and then just had a setback from Thursday for whatever reason. We're trying to still figure that out from a medical standpoint, and so he just wasn't able to go today. And so again, we'll leave that for Monday and kind of move forward with that. But proud of our guys, proud of the win, proud of the job we did coming down here on the road and winning this game. And so from there, we'll open up the questions.
Mike, when did you know that you were going to start Marcel? And you said you're not really surprised about it, but how? It seemed like for him to come out and play the way he did, that didn't catch you by surprise at all?
No. I thought he played. We talked about we think we have multiple quarterbacks that can function and play. And Marcel won the backup job. It was a huge battle. Still think Jalen Henderson's a good quarterback. We just felt like Marcel had a little bit better camp, a little bit better job operating, so we went with him as the number 2. We prepare quarterbacks. You can't just prepare one quarterback. So it's not like we've only been preparing one quarterback. Now all of a sudden we've got to get a second one ready. That's certainly not a real smart thought process in this league as you go through this league. And so, Marcel's been getting a ton of reps. He got a ton of reps with the ones, with the twos. We rotate guys through every week in practice. And so, you see it from him. And we had a lot of confidence in him. And when did I know? Probably, coming out of Thursday's practice, it was really concerning where Connor was with his shoulder. He's a gamer, he's a competitor, and he's tough as nails, and we knew he was going to try to do everything he could to get ready to go today. But just the way he was Thursday, we just didn't know that was going to be the right thing for him long term for the season to come out and go through.
What do you think that early 31-yard run on second and long did for Marcel as far as the way the game played out?
Yeah, I don't know if it was one particular play. Like, that's the dimension that he has, right? He has the ability that when a play breaks down, he can utilize his legs and he can make something happen. And, he's got a lot of confidence in his ability to do that. And so I think that relaxes him for sure. But I think the dig ball that he threw to Moose Muhammad was probably every bit as important and impressive, that he stood in the pocket and drilled that one across the middle. And so, we got a lot of confidence in Marcel.
Could you speak to the job your runners did and your offensive line in these conditions, these field conditions as well?
Yeah, I just thought it was physical SEC football by our offense today. And that's, again, what you need when you go on the road if you want to win games on the road. And so, for Le'Veon to go over 100 yards, average over 6 yards a carry, for Marcel Reed to average over 6 yards a carry, for Mari Daniels to average over 5 yards a carry, like that's what we want to be able to do, and it's not that we're taking the air out of the ball, but it's just, when you get a lead, you want to be able to control the game. We talked about game control on the road being something that's really important, and we were able to do that today.
You had that 99-yard drive when the rain started, 97 of it on the ground, with two guys that didn't start on the line at the time. How impressed were you with what you saw from your line, just on that drive in particular?
Yeah, I mean, that was obviously a huge drive. I thought there was two of them. I thought that one was critical because, we're backed up. It's still a game. It was 13-0 at the time, and we got to run a quarterback sneak just to get it off the goal line. That's how tight we're backed up in there, and for us to be able to do it. And then obviously we start driving, and here comes the rain, and so now the throwing conditions are challenging, and it's really hard to throw it at that point, and so you're kind of stuck to being on the ground a little bit during that drive as it's kind of raining sideways on you. And for us to put that in the end zone, I thought that was huge. I thought the 7-minute drive from the end of the third quarter to the start of the fourth quarter, I thought that was a big one, even though it didn't end up in points. I just thought that really sucked the air out of the game and really put us in a position where we really had control of it. And then obviously Marcel's response when he hit Cyrus after they hit the score to get back into it, and he comes right back on the next play and hits Cyrus for the long touchdown, I think was another one that was really big.
What do you feel like the difference was between your run defense, how they played today and earlier this season?
Yeah, we didn't give up the big one. I think we were a little bit more consistent in how we fit things. I think when we look at the film, of the 52 yards rushing they had, I'm gonna bet probably 35 of it was on plays when we were in like 2-minute prevent defense, the end of the half, and then some at the end of the game. And so I think if you look at our run efficiency today, we fit things better. Our lines were better. Our lines were tighter, and we didn't let the ball get out. And if you don't let the ball get out, you're going to be really good.
Is there any through line through the penalties, road game, or anything that you can see from what happened with some of those?
No, I mean, obviously extremely concerning. Like, we can't have that many penalties. We can't have that many personal foul penalties. Like, that's atrocious. And so things that we got to fix for sure. For us to commit 13 penalties on the road and still come away with a win, that's not going to happen very often. So it's something we have to get fixed and addressed real quick.
Did Coley get hurt? Because we noticed that.
Yeah. So Coley suffered something in game and was out for the game. We'll kind of figure out where he's at coming out of today. I don't think it's long term, but we'll figure out coming out of today.
We talked to Shamar on Monday, obviously at homecoming for him, leads the team in tackles, gets half a sack. Talk a little bit about what you saw from him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Shamar's a really talented player. I think he's really become a much better player from a production standpoint. I think he's always been athletic, right? And I think you've seen his progression from year 1 to year 2 to year 3, where now he's an athletic kid that understands the game a little bit more and understands leverage a little bit more, and is putting himself in position to be really, really productive football player for us.
Beneficial. Last question. We've got Marcel ready.
How beneficial was Marcel getting some of the first team reps in the game against McNeese, or getting work with some of the first team guys? And then how many first team reps was he able to get in practice this week leading up to the game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was critical, and we talked about, why Connor so early. It had nothing to do with the injury. Connor left so early because we really wanted Marcel to get reps with the ones. We thought that was a really important thing for the duration of this season, and so we did that, and I thought that was really helpful. We split reps. I mean, Marcel, we split reps pretty evenly between the ones and the twos, and so when you say like reps with the ones, like in a given practice, it's probably 60-40 or even 55-45 in terms of reps, ones, twos. And then like what that looks like is not a lock solid thing. And so the wideouts are rotating between those groups. The old linemen are rotating between. So it's not like we don't just put 11 guys out there and then put the next 11 out there. I don't mean that any kind of way, Carter, but like I just think he gets a lot of reps. We try to give him about 45% of the weekly reps every single week so that he's developing at the level he needs to for the moments when you need him, and he was able to be ready today.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep, thank you guys.